Hi, it's Al here. I hope you're all doing fine. In this video, I want to talk about sarcasm. Okay, can you ever be polite sarcastically or using sarcasm? I don't think you can. Perhaps sometimes you can make a point with sarcasm, but I think it's not necessary. Sarcasm is corrosive, and I hate it. It's usually used in a way to degrade people, to be rude to people. It's never done, I think, never used. Sarcasm is never used to for a positive purpose, I think. But perhaps you can correct me. So anyway, I want to talk about my experience of sarcasm and rudeness in Spain and in England. In all honesty, I have not noticed much sarcasm. I have not noticed any sarcasm in Spain. Perhaps because either I'm deaf to it in Spain because my Spanish isn't all that good, or because people generally aren't very sarcastic. People are generally friendly, polite, and helpful. Uh, you know, I can't think of a situation when someone has been unhelpful. For example, at a train station or at school, university, anywhere, people have been friendly. But as soon as I come to England, interacting with the public, it's happened 3 times on 3 occasions. As soon as I arrive, I experience some sort of negativity. I think I want to vent it, express my frustration in this video. So this is how it was. On the first occasion, I overheard a man talking to his bank on the train as I was coming back home. That's in London. And Well, I just overheard his conversation, and the conversation wasn't really rude, but he came across as quite cold, and somewhat I can understand his frustration. He was trying to unblock his bank account so he can withdraw money. He needed money. Um, he wasn't rude, but at points he came across as a bit, well, he wasn't achieving his objective. He said at one point, well, the person on the other phone was on the other end was asking security questions like, what was the last transaction you made, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. And he sort of said, well, can't I just give you my security number instead of playing this guessing game? So that's the conversation he was having. So he wasn't rude, but he definitely was not friendly. So as we were getting off, he was behind me, and I was going through this gate, and the gate is wide enough for 2 people to go through. But I, without realizing the obstacle or difficulty it might cause other people, I stopped there because I wanted to speak to somebody, to a guard, because I wanted to know where the bus stop was. And what does he do? This sort of unfriendly, cold person who was talking to his bank earlier, he makes a sarcastic remark. Good place to stop. So that's one. And then about 3 minutes later, I go and stand in front of a queue, long queue, and this polite man says, "Oh, I think you're standing on the wrong end of the queue. You should be at the other end." I said, "I'm not queuing for anything." And then this other woman pipes up, a drunken woman. She said, "You're at the wrong end of the queue. You're at the wrong end of the queue." And I told her I'm not waiting at a queue. Okay, I'm just on the road. I don't care about the queue. Uh, number two. Number three. So as I go and go into the when I go on a bus, okay, there's another man in front of me, and apparently his Oyster card. Oyster card is a card you top up. It's like an abono. Not abono, but you credit your card, and then you can travel on the transport, on the public transport. And he says to the driver, I don't have any credit on my card. Can't you just let me on, please? Like it was 11 o'clock at night. And he goes, how am I supposed to go home? Because, well, you can go to this shop just across the street and you can you can credit your card. And he goes, are you sure there is a shop over there? You're not lying to me, are you? Okay, so the bus driver was sort of smart and said, why would I be lying to you? You can either go to the shop and top up your card, or you can give me €2, £2. He says, I don't have £2. Uh, I guess, well, he said at one point, you're supposed to know this sort of thing. I thought you're a bus driver. Yes, so in the space of about 15 minutes, I experienced these three events of rudeness or sarcasm. Is it really necessary? I mean, can you really get anywhere with sarcasm? To contrast that, I remember this event quite clearly still, which happened 20 years ago. It's a small sort of interaction in public. So there was this, I was in the underground in a train, sitting down, and opposite me there was this sort of 20-year-old guy who looked kind of really, well, if you don't know someone like that, you probably want to avoid him. He looked a bit aggressive and like really angry, that kind of thing. And he had his foot on a seat. So I did not want to speak to him. I didn't. I was just. It didn't concern me really. But then a man in his 70s, he gets on the train, and then he looks at him and he smiles at him, and said, "Hello, young man," he said. Imagine if your mother was here, and she was wearing this beautiful white dress, would you want her to sit on that seat?" And his whole sort of facial expression completely changed from this kind of aggressive look to this kind of embarrassed look, and he instantly took his foot down. So I guess my point is, if you want someone to do something, you really have to use your imagination and just cut the crap, as they say. There's no need for sarcasm. It's really corrosive, and it doesn't get you anywhere. But unfortunately, I have to say to you that I did succumb to sarcasm. So when that man, this unfriendly, cold man, when he said, "Nice place to stop," I turned around and said to him, he was a thin man, so I turned around and told him, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you're that fat." So that's my little rant, and I don't know, tell me, are people in Spain really as nice as I think they are? Or what? Tell me.